Okay, could you say a little bit about the similarities and differences between IMA and LMS presently?
Right. There are, on the PDF presentation, two slides about this. One called Features of the IMA and the other called Features of the LMS. But I'm going to start off by looking at the one relating to the IMA and point out the differences as I go through it. Then I'll have a brief summary of the LMS afterwards. On the first bullet point, it refers to the main activities of the IMA, and these are really very similar to those of the London Mathematical Society. The main difference, of course, being that the IMA was founded in 1964, whereas the LMS has existed since 1865. The founding of the IMA was the result of the dissatisfaction with a number of applied mathematicians in the late 50s and early 60s, which felt that the London Mathematical Society at that time had become rather inward-looking. It's historically understandable why it happened, but I think both of us agree that in retrospect it's rather unfortunate, and it certainly doesn't correspond with the way that many mathematicians, both pure and applied, think of the subject today. As far as membership is concerned, the IMA is rather larger if you take all the categories together. The London Mathematical Society has 2,400 members, whereas the IMA has 4,700, of which about 1,500 to 2,000 are in higher education, and the remainder are spread between industry, commerce and teaching, with teaching being the smallest group at present. There are two membership grades in the London Mathematical Society, just the associate member and the member, but in the IMA there are two more, fellow and chartered mathematician, and both of these are designed to accommodate the interests and needs of people who are working in the industrial and commercial sector. The basic point is that people who are doing consultancy work need to be able to convince their employers that they have a degree of expertise which is relevant to the kind of consultancy work that they're doing. It is not expected that academic mathematicians will want to become fellows, though of course they could if they wanted to. As far as the internal workings of the new society are concerned, fellowship will have absolutely no relevance. It will not be used as part of the criterion for selecting members of committees or of council. And that is part of the commitment that is in the report and will be carried forward by the new society. On funding, the IMA has total assets of about 0.8 million. The London Mathematical Society has assets which are variously estimated as being 13 million if you go back 3 months, 8 million at the worst time in the current recession, and who knows what it is when you are looking at this video. The staff of the two societies is really rather similar, and this can happen because of the income from the journals, which are absolutely essential to the running of both societies. The IMA has a greater membership, and therefore its membership subscription provides a greater part of its income. The two societies have headquarters in different places. The IMA in Southend and the LMS in De Morgan House in London, where this video is being produced. And it is expected in the short term that both of these headquarters will be retained. We're not intending to lose staff as a result of the extra efficiency that is going to be a result of creating a new society. We are expecting to be able to extend our range of activities and also to reduce what is at present unreasonable pressure on the current staff. What will happen in the longer term will have to be decided by the new society. The society is not set in stone by being set up. It's going to be an organic body which will have to continue to grow and to take decisions in the interests of the members of the society, as the two current societies do. If you look at the last bullet point, you will see a whole range of activities of the IMA which are very similar to those which you will see in the next slide on the LMS. Here you look at the bottom bullet point, you will see we are doing very similar things in many respects, particularly with respect to our relations to the research councils and our relationships to the various educational bodies and public engagement activities. If you look at this slide, you see a few differences. As I said, the assets of the London Mathematical Society are about 13 million, but we have a similar number of staff, and we have our headquarters in Russell Square in London.
So if I could sort of summarise, is it true therefore the two fundamental differences between the IMA and LMS are the LMS has substantial assets which are used essentially to support the grant giving activities, and the IMA has a larger and broader membership which encompasses a professional side which accredits mathematicians outside academia?
That's absolutely right. And the assets which are used for the small grant scheme are absolutely essential and considered to be absolutely essential by the London Mathematical Society. We will be talking in a later presentation here about the precautions that have been put in place to make sure that they continue to be used for that purpose. The London Mathematical Society membership is rather narrow and at present has been declining for some time. The IMA has a broader membership and we will be describing the procedures that will be put in place to make sure that all categories of members have their interests protected in the new society.
Thank you.